Alright, Paz here with this week's Pray4Japan, and this week it is going to be on the Hyogo prefecture. So the population of the Hyogo prefecture is 5,469,762 souls. There are 4 towns with no churches, and our missionary population for the Hyogo prefecture is going to be 1 to every 57,576. So in the southern region, the Hyogo prefecture has Harima Plain, and it was actually one of the places where the Great Hanshin earthquake took place in 1995, and it has a thriving steel and shipbuilding economic society in this prefecture. Although it is not necessarily one of the biggest Buddhist or Shinto influenced regions in the nation of Japan, it is still a highly strong belief of folklore in the Hyogo prefecture. As always, first thing we want to pray for is the COVID-19 situation, and we want to pray that God would just move in that situation and bring about a resolution to this, and bring about healing to those that are inflicted, and bring about protection from those that aren't, and that He would keep them safe, and that they would know that there would be a divine intervention surrounding this that could turn more people to Him. The second thing we want to pray for is the reopening of the nation of Japan. Japan is still not open to allowing foreigners, and particularly foreign missionaries, back into the country, so we want to pray for this, that God would provide a way to allow us to go back in and get back home, if I may, and help promote the gospel there. Third thing we want to mention, as always, is our hospitals, our jails, our nursing homes, prisons, fire stations, orphanages, places for the mentally ill, these facilities, that God would just touch and move in these facilities and just promote an atmosphere of knowledge of who He is and worship of who He is. So we want to pray for that. And the fourth thing we want to pray for is church planting and church growth. Even though Hyogo has the best church to person ratio in the nation of Japan, we want to still pray for this, that God would just increase the churches and increase the knowledge of those churches, the knowledge of Him in those churches. So we want to pray for that. And we want to pray for a couple of towns that have no churches whatsoever. These are Taishi Town, Inami Town, and Yumikasaki Town. We want to pray for these towns that have no churches whatsoever, that God would just move on these churches and just touch them in a way that would just uplift them and encourage them to feel the hope of the gospel. Sixth thing we want to pray for is our deputation, that God would allow us to be able to raise funds during this time, and would allow us to just be able to raise those funds so we can get back to the field in a timely manner in these last days, and help promote the gospel in the nation of Japan, to help see more Japanese people saved. We also want to pray for our next missionary trip, which we are still planning on releasing a video very soon on our plans forward during the pandemic, and our plans to continue to try and get back to the nation of Japan, not so much within the year 2020 as was our plan, but hopefully be sometime before the end of the year 2021 is now our goal, to get back to the nation of Japan. So please pray for that, and pray for our deputation, that we could raise funds, and just the Lord would give us favor with churches, places to speak, or even via the live stream, in order to interact with these churches and raise funding for our mission trip to the nation of Japan. The very last thing that we would like you guys to pray about is some personal things, unspoken request, that we would like you guys to just keep in mind and pray with us about over, and just trust the Lord to take care of these needs, and trust the Lord that He is going to take care of these needs. So thank you for joining us on this week's Pray4Japan. Next week is Nara Prefecture, so look forward to that. Thank you guys, and God bless.